Dossier on Dumetrius. A document now gathering dust in a silent room. Gregory Keen turns the next page of the Dossier on Dumetrius.
By an extraordinary stroke of fortune, we discovered the name of the man we were hunting. The man who'd put Carl Scannell's body under the Berlin rubble and had come to London in his place. It was Dumetrius, and you could say what's in a name if you like, but it made the very devil of a difference to the way things turned out later on. But we still weren't sure who'd killed the American pilot Godowsky, or why. We had a pretty good idea it was Peter Ridgway. But Ridgway escaped the night we found him in Godowsky's room with the knife in his hand and hadn't been seen since. The two other passengers on that Berlin plane, Digby Mitchell and the girl Hedy Bergner, we'd warned. The girl we were guarding, because if Godowsky had been killed because he'd had a good look at Dumetrius and could give us a description of him, well, so had the others, and we wanted those two to stay alive. We also wanted the answers to a couple of questions. Was Ridgway a Confederate of Dumetrius? And where was Ridgway? Yes, that's what we wanted to know. Where was Peter Ridgway?
Peter.
Huh?
Wake up.
Oh. Where the devil am I?
It's me, Sally.
Oh. Waking up in this strange room, you wonder where you are. What have you got there?
Tea and toast. Come on, sit up.
Oh, good. Thank you. You're an angel. What's the time?
4:30. You've been asleep for 10 hours. You must have needed it. Let me look at you. Peter Ridgway. You look awful.
Yes, I guess I do need a shave. But I've no razor. I certainly can't charge around the streets in these clothes looking for a barber shop.
That's why I woke you up. You need a lot of things, and if I hurry, I can get to the shops in Kensington High Street before they close. You can't go about in army trousers and a sweater, even if you do wear that trench coat all the time.
Would you get me some clothes?
Well, if I
You'd better
can,
try
but
for some grey corduroy trousers and a tweed jacket of some sort and a brown hat. Here, grab my wallet and take what you need. Thank the Lord I had enough sense to shove it in my pocket before I took that header out of the window at Bailey's.
It's all in the papers, Peter. They're after you. You didn't stab that man, did you?
No. He was a good fellow, Sally. One of those open-handed Americans with a heart the size of a soccer ball. Just a big kid from a farm in Iowa, trying to make out he knew all the answers. I'd like to get my hands on the people who did him in. And for what? Because he took a picture of a pretty girl at a German aerodrome. And a certain someone was in it, too.
You liked him, didn't you?
Yes, I liked him very much.
The girl? Hedy someone.
Hedy Bergner.
You think she has something to do with the other man on the aeroplane?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out. How did the murderer know where to look for Godowsky? Hedy knew where he was staying. She made a special point of finding out. The murderer was in the snapshot, and the camera disappeared from Godowsky's room. It all adds up, Sally. And I'm going to get hold of that girl.
But you don't even know where she lives.
I can find out.
How can you?
She's a singer, a cabaret girl. And all those sort of people get their bookings through agents. She told Godowsky her contract with Enzer had expired, and she was getting a job in London. Well, I'll go round all the agents. Her address will be on someone's books, probably several.
No, you'll have to let me go.
Why?
Well, with your ankle and everything, if you walk about London in broad daylight, you're bound to be caught.
You're doing enough. I'll get away with it somehow. My ankle's a lot better already.
Oh, do be terribly, terribly careful.
Sally, don't you want me to be caught?
No, Peter. The last thing in the world I want is for you to get caught.
Yes. Oh, come in, Katz. What have you got there?
Wire from Digby Mitchell, sir. He's coming up to town from Birmingham today, and his train is arriving at 7, Euston Station.
Oh, good show. Mitchell at the moment's our last chance of getting a description of our mysterious friend Dumetrius.
It's a very unusual name, that, sir.
Seems to be a very unusual character. Look here, Katz. I'm worried about the Bergner girl. She's too vulnerable. And I've been trying to figure out how the murderer, if it wasn't Peter Ridgway, got onto Godowski's address so quickly.
I've been wondering about that too, sir.
Now just suppose Hedy Bergner was next on his list. How could he possibly find her, eh?
Well, I couldn't rightly say on the spur of the moment, sir.
Then I'll tell you one way. He could make the rounds of every agent booking entertainers for nightclub floor shows. Give me the phone. Get me Inspector Frayne at Scotland Yard. Right. You know, Cutts, I have an idea we haven't even started on this thing yet. Here's a man, kills someone, hides his body under some rubble, takes his papers, and uses his identity to get away from Germany and into this country. Then he kills a man who saw him on the plane. Why?
Plenty of people would give their right arms to get away from the continent right now, sir. And for plenty of different reasons.
Yes, but you can do it simpler than this. You can buy forged passports. No one should know better than we do, Cutts. And you don't have to kill people to get yourself a seat on a plane if your papers are in order. What's this fellow Dumetrius got at stake? Why should it be so necessary for him to hide his true identity?
Best way to find that out, sir, is to catch the blotter.
Yeah. Put salt in his tail, I suppose.
Well, we're only groping about in the dark, sir.
Just a minute. Yes? Oh, yes, Frayne. Now, look here, how's this for an idea? What about sending a man round every theatrical agent in London with instructions to... Yes. Well, wait a minute and I'll tell you. Ask the agents to detain any man inquiring after Hedy Bergner and get hold of the nearest constable. Well, tell him why. You think it's worth it? Good for you. I'll leave it to you. Goodbye.
Oh, the man I'm waiting to hear from is Captain Digby Mitchell, sir. Surely one of those four can tell us what Dumetrius looked like.
Yes, but of course you can't catch a chap with his description alone. You know, it's the very deuce of a temptation to use Miss Bergner as bait. We could give a false report to the newspapers that she had accurate information for us about Dumetrius. Might force his hand.
Flush him out into the open, as it were, sir.
We could have men watching him morning, noon, and night, so that if he tried anything, well, we'd at least have a chance to pounce on him.
Well, why not, sir?
Goes against the grain.
Yeah. She's very pretty, isn't she? Sir?
Cutts. Sometimes you see too much.
Yes, sir. Well, I've been thinking, sir. Isn't it about time we had a word from one or two of the informers? We haven't heard from Eustace Mannerley for a week or so. And what about that pawnbroker, Quinn? He ought to be able to give us a tip.
Well, I'm afraid we won't be able to use Quinn much longer. Frayne says he's a fence, buying stuff from the Poles.
Oh, he's a nasty piece of work, all right. Piggy Quinn, they call him, round Jennifer Street, sir.
Piggy Quinn? You have to admit the name suits the chap.
Well, what do you want to see?
Jade bracelets, Quinn.
Uh-huh. All right. Come into the back room. Here we are. Well, what do you got for me this time, Yachty?
6 German cameras, Quinn. Good ones.
How much do you want for them?
600, yeah?
No, don't want them. Got 3 Ligers in the safe already.
Where are you buying cameras not from me? Who else? Last time I was here, you had only 2.
I got customers, Yachty.
Where? You better tell me, Quinn.
All right. My girl who does a little lifting in a hotel not far from me, a Bailey's. A couple of nights ago, she grabbed one from a Yank who got himself knifed the same night.
You don't want these cameras?
See me next week.
Yeah. Maybe we see you before next week, Quinn. Yeah. This is Yachty. Yeah, Yachty. Yeah, you said don't never use telephones. But wait till I tell you. I found the camera. Yeah, I found it. Piggy Quinn. Piggy Quinn. Piggy for Schwein, you understand? Yeah. He is buying it from a girl working in Bailey's 2 nights ago. Yeah. That's where it went. What? The telephone in the underground that... I cannot say it. Glou... Yeah, Gloucester Road. Yeah. I wait. We go back when you get here and see Picky Quinn. Yeah?
Kurtz, you have that wire from Captain Mitchell handy?
Oh, it's here somewhere, sir.
Well, have a look and make sure he said he was arriving at 7.
That's what he says. Arriving Euston, 1900 hours, sir.
That chap get away to meet him and bring him straight along?
Gave him his instructions myself, sir.
Well, it's just on 20 past now. What the devil's keeping them?
The train might have been late. And Euston's a fair step from here, sir.
Oh, confound it, I know that. And Hedy Bergner didn't take any notice of our man. Godowski's dead. Ridgway's heaven only knows where. Mitchell's so darned important to us. He's the only one left who can give us any idea what Dumetrius looks like.
They'll be here in a few minutes, Major.
Keen speaking. Who? You're certain? We're absolutely positive. No. No, that's all. Well, Cutts, that's that.
What is it, sir?
It looks as though he's beaten us again. Captain Digby Mitchell was not on that train. So we had Ridgway and the girl left. We hadn't another thing of any sort to go on. We had to find Peter Ridgway quickly or do the thing I hated the thought of, use Hedy Bergner as bait. But bait to catch what manner of fish? What sort of man was this Dumetrius?
Dumetrius and Yachty visit Porky Quinn with unhappy consequences for the porcine pawnbroker in the next chapter of Dossier on Dumetrius.